NBC Sports and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Old American Golf Club in the Colony, Texas, it's live final round coverage of the Volunteers of America Classic. And America celebrating its 245th birthday today, and a star-spangled tribute here at the golf clubs at the Tribute. Got the Tribute golf links across the street. Old American Golf Club opened here along the shores of Lake Louisville back in 2010. It's hosted the Volunteers of America Classic now for the 4th time, and we've played it in 4 different seasons. We've had a couple of different seasons already this week. Hot and sweaty on Thursday. Heavy rains came in Friday. We got back on schedule last night, finishing with our final group in the dark practically. And a lot of golf from Jin Young. I think Karen, she played 31, 32 holes yesterday to finish up her second round.
She did. I think she was looking quite tired by the end of the day. A lot of mental exertion going on as well as physical around this golf course in the heat.
And when they gave the players the option on the 18th hole to have them blow the horn or keep going, there was no way she wasn't going to play the 18th hole, and it was pretty much pitch black by the end. This is 7-iron, little breeze helping slightly from the left.
Yeah, that little bit of extra sleep makes all the difference in the world, Jerry.
It was a significant amount. Ooh, that started left and staying left. Be lucky to catch any part of the green. It didn't even sound good.
No, she's had a couple of those where they've just gone a little bit left.
The 2014 Volunteers of America Classic champ Stacy Lewis trying to get a little closer from long range here at the par 4. Quite in yet. Back to 11.
And Matilda Castro, how does she answer?
She's answering by taking it back a little bit from the tee box in between clubs. She likes hitting the easy ones, just a gentle 6-iron. Center of the green.
Pretty smart play there. We'll go to the 13th, and this par 5, Gabby Lopez has this for her 3rd shot. A little bit awkward. Found some thicker grass, but one of the longer players on tour, so I was able to get it close to the green. And just kind of went underneath that one. Esther Henslow on the tee at 11, Jerry.
Much like Catherine, she does not like to lean on the irons, likes to hit the easy ones, going with a 5-iron.
Got off to a bit of a tough start today, but has clawed her way back.
Her former coach will tell you, and this comes from Richard Kaufman, our colleague over in the UK. What a good-looking shot here.
Oh, spectacular.
Yeah, our former coach will say the higher the pressure, the better she plays.
Well, final round of the Volunteers of America Classic. Well into this back 9 now. She'll go down to the 11th. And this is Jin Young with her 2nd.
Unfortunate not to be in the fairway cut. No, cut that just a little heavy. Because it's downhill, it's going to be better than maybe she expected, but that's still 12 feet.
Plenty of work left there for Jin Young on the 11th. Down to 12.
And as we said, a little work left for Stacy Lewis for par. Stacy will go back to her native Toledo next week for the Marathon LPGA Classic. Fellow Razorback here.
Well, Gabby Lopez, this is her 4th shot on this par 5. And that'll be a bit of an opportunity miss for her with her power. She'll just tap in there for her par. Back down to the 11th, and Castrin for her birdie.
Yeah, right up and over the little spine in the green, then sliding right all the way to the hole. Really great tempo on that putting stroke. A little softer that goes, and that chases 4 feet past.
I think she saw a little opening there with Jin Young Ko's.
Take a look at our final group breakdown. Jin Young Ko just last Sunday lost the #1 ranking in the world to Nelly Korda after holding it for 2 consecutive years. Esther Henseleit, just 22 years old, first year from Germany. And Matilda Castren gave Finland its first ever LPGA Tour title 3 weeks ago. At the Meta Heel Championship, she moved from outside the top 150 in the world ranks to 74th. And got some par putts here after a birdie putt.
Oh, Esther Henseleit. After that tremendous shot, Jerry.
Yeah, this is her third one, almost identical distance in a row. The other two scared the hole, didn't go in. This one downhill and should be dying left just a bit.
It's a very neutral grip. Oh yes. She is fighting this one out, Jerry. It's good to see because it was such a tough start with a bogey on 4 and a double bogey on 5. So starting to get a little bit more comfortable out there.
Yeah, and her resume would suggest that this might be the first time in this position out here, but it's not going to be the last because she's been in it before on the LET.
That's right, when she won in Kenya. Came from behind there. And Jin Young Ko with this putt for par.
After watching Castren's putt just chase on by, she might be tempted to get a little more defensive on this one because it is slightly downhill, turning right. She makes a ton of them, and rarely do they catch the side of the hole.
It's that focus you have when the putt is for par. It's a different kind of focus than it is when the putt is for birdie.
Well, that was a really good effort there. Cool enough for the hole. Castren will have a chance to cut into the lead in a bit. We got to 12.
And Angela Stanford made a big run late yesterday to get into the next to last group.
And going with the pitching wedge here, hole located only a few paces over this ridge. It's tough to get it close.
She's tough.
So,
11 again.
Castren, this for her par, but Ko has already made bogey, so this would cut into Ko's lead, Jerry.
Yes, a little bit uphill, turning a little left, but I said it yesterday. She just gives you the appearance that, you know, she hasn't been in this position a lot, but you never know it. She expects to be in this position and doesn't appear to ever get rattled. Unless a bug flies on the ball right before she's going to take it back.
Just at the wrong moment. No, but you're right. She does look so comfortable. Her rhythm, her tempo has not changed.
Most people, when they are in new environments, and meaning pressure-packed, they get faster with everything. She slows down. Everything about her mannerisms is cool, calm, and collected.
All right, so the one-shot lead when the round began is still one as they make their way to the 12th. Welcome to the final round of the Volunteers of America Classic. Happy 4th of July out there to all of you. And Judy, as you looked at this final group entering today's play, certainly Jin Young Ko jumps out as the most accomplished with 7 wins, Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, 2-time major champion. But recent form, Matilda Castren won just 3 weeks ago, and she's hanging tough today.
Yeah, no doubt. But the odds-on favorite starting this day would be Jin Young Ko, and she is still the leader, and you probably would say still the favorite to take this tournament. But Matilda Castren is not going to let that be easy. And sometimes when you keep that calmness about you, when you just keep kind of, you know, beating down fairways and greens, although she didn't on the 9th. She made a really great par at the 9th. But she shows the same kind of composure that Jin Young Ko shows. So kind of fun to see them battling.
And fun and interesting to watch Esther Henseleit battle her way back. She's playing with a couple of winners, including Jin Young Ko, who was #1 in the world until last week. And yet, after a tough start, we see the 22-year-old from Germany claw her way back.
Yeah, I am so impressed with the way all the young players fight when things go wrong and how often they turn it around. I mean, yesterday we saw Jung Unleash 6 really kind of fight it all day long and birdie the last 2 holes, and you could just see the smile come across her face and how proud she was that she stuck in there and hung in there, and this player is doing exactly the same thing.
And as we've said, playing lift clean in place all week because of the damage that this course took in the winter and the spring. So you'll see some patches that are bare out here. And it's a testament to Russell Berkheimer, the director of agronomy here at Old American, and what he and his team have done to get this course playable. A few weeks ago, I don't think we knew for sure that they could play here. And not only have they played, but we are seeing a terrific leaderboard here. Castron now.
Yeah, playing downwind. Judy, a swing that everybody would love to replicate, but one that you've noticed doesn't look like it's going to produce a lot of injuries throughout her career.
No, it's kind of like turn back, turn through. Don't, you know, don't overwork your body, and it's really quite lovely to watch.
Works with Chris Mason down in San Diego. Take a look at some of the pictures from not that long ago. It was an unprecedented winter storm, certainly in North Texas, all over the Lone Star State, where Judy and I live out in West Texas. There's still some signs, leftovers from that harsh winter storm. But then the floods in the spring made it even worse. And you see, even just a few weeks ago, this course looked totally different. Now Jin Young Ko, her lead 4 at one point on the front 9. It's back to 1.
Good rip there, right down the right center. That's usually the ideal line, but the wind is helping.
So finds the heavier grass. What a day for Emma Talley, the U.S. amateur champion, the NCAA champ. She is 7 under on her round. She's tied for 5th.
Oh, good shot, good shot. It is just sometimes very hard to translate your amateur ability and your amateur talent and resume into professional golf. She has struggled.
To 12, Stanford after the terrific approach. Cashes it in. The defending champ having another nice week here at the Volunteers of America Classic. Just 6+ months after she won in December. 4th of July here with Ko up 1. Final round of the Volunteers of America Classic. This is the halfway point of the 2021 LPGA Tour season. And Ko, who last year played just 4 events and yet won the money title, came back from Korea to finish up the season here in the U.S. Got a place here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and trying to win in her new hometown. Veteran Dave Brooker on the back.
Yeah. Cool customer is Dave. Seen a lot of great golf, especially out of this player. 130 the hole. Back on the 8th, she had a similar situation. Downwind out of the rough. She played for it to jump, and it came up well short of the green. Going with a gap wedge here, expecting it to release a little, if not jump a little. That did come out a little hot. Well judged.
Time to take a look at our course setup. It's brought to you by the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America, Old American Golf Club. And you see Jin Young Ko's name there on the tournament scoring record. That was on Thursday. Her low score since joining the LPGA Tour, 63. Mike McCabe, Cody Roy, Berkheimer, that entire crew. Well done, Old American, for investing in the LPGA Tour. Castron.
Smooth pitching wedge. The line's good if it's a number.
Is that maybe why Jin Young was a little cautious?
Yeah, you think the ball's going to jump a little bit, and you pretty much know it's not going to settle down quickly on the green, but in fact the greens are very receptive, and Jin Young's did settle down quickly.
We're looking at the lie of Hinselite.
Yeah, it's not going to react much differently than if it were in the fairway. 119. It's very clean behind the ball, which is all you really care about as a player. Got a little high on the face, had a very loud sound, flying nicely.
Okay, that'll be proper tier. At one point she was 6 back today. 13.
Stacey Lewis is 2 under par on her round. She's had 4 birdies, but she can't make another one there. But a lot going on in her life with husband and her moving to College Station as Gary becomes the coach of Texas A&M women's golf team. So
should we whoop, Judy? She said Texas A&M. All right, at the 18th, Emma Talley. She can put her name on that page we just saw. This for a 63. Did she? What a finish. Emma Talley, 4 straight birdies to finish her final round, and 5 of the last 6. Yes, it ties the tournament course record. It's her lowest score in 4 years on tour by 2.
You know, it must be nice to be the person that most people root for. And you see them struggle and then work so hard, and it is so nice to see them have some success.
And wearing the colors of her native Mexico, as she always does on Sunday, Gabby Lopez at the 14th. Like Talley, tied for 4th. In fact, Talley, when she won the NCAA championship, beat Gabby Lopez and Leona McGuire down in Bradenton, Florida. To 12, and Jin Young, who took over the #1 ranking for a period of 2 years in July of 2019 after winning the Evian Championship, just gave it up last week. Or perhaps better said, Nelly Korda took it away from her. Back-to-back wins for Nelly at the Meyer LPGA Classic 2 weeks ago, and then last week at the KPMG Women's PGA. And the first American to hold the top spot since Stacy Lewis in 2014, and just the 3rd ever, along with Christy Kerr.
Yeah, but that made 3 wins for Nelly Korda in this season. It has been some kind of golf for Nelly Korda.
Jin Young said it didn't really bother her that she lost the #1 ranking. There is that sense, like Tiger Woods says, if I do what I'm supposed to do and win tournaments, those things tend to take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think that's how Jin Young has played this week. If I do what I'm supposed to do, if I play as well as I can play, I just might win, and that takes care of everything.
The new name on that top 10 this year, of course, is Yuka Saso of the Philippines, who won the U.S. Women's Open. Now Jin Young for birdie at the 12th.
It's got about to the highest part of the spine that separates the front tier and the back tier. This actually goes downhill toward the hole, not frightening, and turning left pretty much the entire second half. Needs to go.
So Jin Young joined the LPGA Tour after winning in 2017. You see the Hana Bank Championship. This is the 7th time she's had the lead. It's the 4th time she's had the lead alone, and she's won all 3 times when she has held the outright lead going into the final round.
You're saying a pretty good front runner.
I'd say pretty good in any position. Jin Young. What do you think about Castron here?
Well, she didn't hesitate to go to the putter. It'd be really tough to pitch it off this downhill line, land it on the green, and not have too much speed on it. So it's turning right. It's pretty slippery, but it is fringe.
Difficult to have a great touch off the slower and then the quicker.
Well, she knew she had the line on it.
26 years old, played collegiately at Florida State, like our Karen Stupples. And Karen, she had the audacity to break a lot of your school records. 7 wins.
I'm sure, and there's going to be other players that will come around and beat Matilda's too. Florida State are doing pretty healthy in that department right now, and Coach Amy Bond is doing a tremendous job there in Tallahassee.
Frida Schinhult is out here on the LPGA Tour. And now here is Esther Henselite, and a chance to get a little bit closer.
The players don't face many fast putts out here this week because of everything that the super and the staff have had to deal with, but this might be the fastest one of the week, and it should be dropping just to the right. Right there.
Wow. What a comeback. After the stumbles at 4 and 5, a great par save at 7 may have kick-started this. She chipped in for birdie at 8. She is within 2.
And she hit a really good putt at 9 that did not go.
22 years old, her rookie season, like Castren out here on the LPGA Tour. Par putts for Coe and Castren.
Castren first. She's going to make it, you know it, but you don't want to have to hit this one. As a player, I just hate those little downhill, slightly left to righters.
Judy, when she won 3 weeks ago, she was playing in the final group with Min Lee, who had never won, and Lauren Kim, who had never won. She started birdie, 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 par, eagle, took control, and held off Min Lee down the stretch. Very different story these last couple of days playing with the all-time, well, certainly one of the best of these last few years, Jin Young Ko.
Yeah, but you know, regardless of who you're playing with, your name is up on that leaderboard and you know who else is there. That feeling is exactly the same. Good putt.
Really nice save at 11. Again here at 12 to 13.
And this is Angela Stanford.
Yeah, breeze a little bit into the wind off the right. Hole location located 8 paces on today. Very accessible.
Good shot. Plays her golf in the Fort Worth area at Shady Oaks and has an entire membership that watches every move she makes.
Another past winner here, Cheyenne Knight, plays out of Shady Oaks, as does Jarena Pillar and Kim Kaufman and some others on the LPGA Tour. Now Jin Young for her par to stay up by 1. It was a 1-shot lead for Jin Young when the day started. It remains 1. They head to the par 5 13th on Independence Day.
Back on the tee at 13, Esther Henseleit.
Driver away. Looks to be really good. Right center of the fairway as she looks at it. 3-shot hole for all 3 players, though.
But it is one of the trickier tee shots, don't you think, Jerry?
You know, today without the wind helping, you got a pretty generous fairway to hit it into. I think the layup shot might be tougher than the tee shot, but we've seen people get in trouble here in the past. Usually right. You know you have to go left of everything, and you got tons of room over there, but sometimes you just can't get yourself to do it.
No, this tee shot, Jerry, reminds me very much of the tee shot on 9. I mean, you have the bunkers on the corner right, you've got trouble down the left, and that was the last time we saw Castren get into trouble.
Well, she made a curious decision there to try and go over the bunkers. She looked like she was aiming well left of that here, but did leave it hang out a bit.
Bunker again. It's just I mean,
well, not a good spot, Karen.
No, and it's the same shot shape. Up on the green, Angela Stanford for her birdie.
Angela couldn't have left herself with a better putt here for birdie straight up the hill.
Nicely done. Back-to-back birdies on 12 and 13. Get Angela to 10 under par. And a very nice title defense underway. Now, Jin Young Ko not with the driver, just a fairway wood.
Veteran move.
As she did on 9 too, Jerry.
Exactly. Didn't hit a good second shot on 9, but takes the bunkers completely out of play if you're laying up anyway. Make it a little easier on yourself.
That's one of the reasons why I think she's been so good. She's able to do that, make it easy on herself. Jin Young with a one-shot lead here at the Colony in Texas at the Volunteers of America Classic. As we look down from the green at the 13th, back down to where the players in the final group are getting ready to play their second shot. Jin Young will be first.
Yeah, without that tree on the right, it would be just a nothing layup shot. You just keep it right of the penalty area and hit it as far as you want. But it does just kind of pinch it in because you want to get it right about to that distance equal to the tree. And you know the fairway rolls left, although it's not rolling a lot.
Yep. A little help left to right. Pivot to left to right, maybe just a little more at the last of the big tree in the distance. Right. From left to right. Right.
Doesn't look like she's going to be getting too greedy with it.
No. If she has had a miss though, Jerry, it has been to the left.
Yeah, just a pull. It's a straight left.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not pulled. That's going to be in the right portion of the fairway.
Should be all right. Just
Yeah.
ran through the fairway, but not too bad there. And Jin Young I mean, she's just been a solid performer, solid #1 for a number of years until just last week when Nelly Corder bested her. You can see just consistent all the way back from 2017 when she got her first win, became a member of the tour, but you can go back even as far as 2015 when she had a chance to win the AIG Women's Open.
Here's a former AIG Women's Open champ, Stacy Lewis, scrambling at the 14th for par.
Drove it into the fairway bunker and was trying to escape.
No, up at the 15th, Gabby Lopez will have this for a birdie, currently 12 under par. Whole location today in a very favourable spot for birdies, and Gabby doing just that. Got off to a flying start on that front nine, then stalled a little bit as we go back to 13 and Castrin.
So all she could do, same exact thing back at 9. The only difference was that was a little pitching wedge in that she almost holed and made par. She can't reach the green now.
The good news though is it is a par 5, but I think she's working hard for a par still, even though she can probably reach the green from here. But that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. I just don't think she likes that look. I mean, the fairway feels like it wants to kick down to the left. There's trouble on the left, bunkers on the corner. I think she's trying to take a really tight line and take on more than she needs to. She took a driver on 9, she took a driver here. Not really needed.
On 9, though, she was aiming that way. It was a curious decision. This one, she was aiming down the middle, just didn't hit the shot. But yeah, now work is just beginning. Try and get the fairway wood up the fairway in good position, as Esther Hinseleit did. She actually got quite greedy and put it way up there. And a very good shot. And then we've seen what Matilda can do with the short game this week, which statistically is an anomaly, but she's doing it over and over.
You think she can get close to the green from here?
No. She's got 250 yards to the front.
Okay.
Into the breeze from the left.
She has not been stellar with the par 5s and has just made 3 pars here at this par 5. She hasn't birdied the hole yet.
That'll be in good shape.
Well, Matilda Castrin will have work to do to try and save par here on the 13th hole at the Volunteers of America Classic. 13th, and Jin Young will have a third shot on this par 5.
Took a really close look at the lie to see what was perhaps under it. It almost gave you the impression that she wasn't feeling well, that she was just staring down at the ball to see what in the world's underneath it. It's only 88 yards, ball above her feet. Didn't look strange to me, but I didn't get as good a view.
Maybe worried about a root?
That's what I'm thinking. It's going with lob wedge though, so she's going to have to hit this hard. 58 degrees.
Should pitch into a little upslope, Jerry, so...
Yeah, this is not going to roll far no matter where it lands. It gets up. Yeah.
I think she put that just a little farther back in her stance, trying to get the last yard out of that lob wedge. And maybe it was an effort not to get above the hole.
Esther Henseleit will be next, and she looked to be ready quite quick, Jerry.
Yeah, she wants to go. Just 57 yards, hit the 3-wood for the layup. I was talking to her caddy walking up the fairway because she was well ahead. I mean, she's on a mission right now. He said, yeah, there's no reason she's hitting it so well. I just gave her that. And he goes, if we get inside 90 yards and she doesn't get it inside 12 feet, she is disappointed.
That's a good feeling to have when you're playing, if you know that you can rely on these shots here. Wow. That stopped quick. She was trying to play a little chaser too. Looks like she was trying to keep the trajectory down there, but below the hole with a birdie chance. Now Castrin, she'll know that this green's going to stop, having watched those 2 shots.
Yeah. 51 yards. Lob wedge or 58-degree wedge.
Yeah, this is one where you can't just pull the right club. You have to have a sense of distance and a sense of touch.
Yeah. Well, she only carries the pitching wedge, gap wedge, and lob wedge. Rare in a modern player to just have the 3 wedges. She uses them well. Bite.
Down.
That's not an easy place to putt from there, and potentially that mistake off the tee could end up catching up with her here on the 13th, unlike the 9th.
And Gabby Lopez, Volunteers of America, as you can see there, celebrating its 125th year. Thousands of volunteers across America. Gabby Lopez with a terrific shot. As we remind you that the U.S. Senior Open begins on Thursday at Omaha Country Club, 4th major of the PGA Tour champion season. Can't wait to bring you that one. Chance for a big swing at the top of the leaderboard here at the 13th.
Well, Matilda Castrin in trouble off the tee, will now have a putt to save her par.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. The other 2 from the other side of the hole are much more simple putts, and it looks like Jin Young has determined she is away. It's really close between her and Castrin. Esther Henseleit, not part of that equation. And Grant, you mentioned the U.S. Senior Open. Henseleit's caddy, Chris Murphy, is going to Omaha. Caddy for Barry Lane. Barry called him yesterday. Goes, you think it's hot in Texas? Wait till you get here.
We've done a few events there, haven't we? It can get hot.
This is from, 18 feet away. Really good chance. It's up the hill. No need to be anything but aggressive with it. Very straight looking at anything, a touch of movement to the right.
What you do notice there is Esther Henseleit is right there too. She'll have a birdie opportunity as well, and she's fought her way back in here. And that was just a really slow putt there for Ko, but an easy par. And she'll remain at 16 under.
Well, Lorena Ochoa took the #1 ranking from Annika Sorenstam shortly after the rankings began in 2006, and Lorena held it for 158 weeks. But Jin Young Ko, the second most number of weeks, and held it for 2 consecutive years. She took it for the first time when she won the ANA Inspiration in 2019. Sun Yun Park regained it from her shortly thereafter. But when Jin Young won her second major of 2019, the Evian Championship in July, she held it until last week when Nelly Korda won her second straight event and took the #1 ranking away. Jin Young cannot, from best we can tell, regain #1 this week.
Now Castron for her par to remain within 1.
You call it tricky. It is a little uphill to right there, then downhill turning a little left. She do it? Of course.
I mean, Castron is pretty cool, calm, and collected, and she's playing Jin Young Ko's game.
Yeah, she's playing her kind of golf, actually.
Yeah.
Not getting rattled when she makes a mistake and recovering. I think now, though, as you come down to fewer and fewer holes, Karen, you might want to eliminate the mistakes.
Yes, that is for sure. Now, we can't forget about Esther. She has this to get within 1 as well.
Yeah, 4-3 in a row. You guys mentioned earlier that 2 years ago she came from behind in the final Ladies European Tour event from 7 back to win, and not only earn Rookie of the Year honors, but earn Order of the Merit honors, basically Player of the Year honors on the LET. Only the 3rd player to do that in the same year. The other 2, Laura Davies, Carlota Saganda. Pretty impressive company.
That is, yes. Will it? Oh, so near. I mean, the comeback that Esther's made already, I mean, is quite remarkable and shows a lot of heart, but that really would have said a lot.
Well, she's a rookie, but she is not without experience.
She's trying to become the 5th from Germany to win on the LPGA Tour. Tina Fisher, Sandra Gall, Caroline Masson, Sophia Popov, and this is a little special Independence Day for Sandra Gall.
Yeah,
Judy.
Sandra Gall, 16 years, has lived in the U.S., and she has become an American citizen. So we want to say congrats, and also make note of the fact that she runs a charity event that benefits the Volunteers of America and CEO Mike King's causes. So we miss her out here. She needs to get to play in a little bit more.
Her countrywoman, Esther Hinselite, great par save at 7. The chip in there for birdie at 8. At 11, I mean, this is not an easy putt right here. I mean, you thought she was out of it, maybe. I mean, she went bogey double at 4 and 5. But then at the 12th, from the shade into the sun and into the hole, and within 2. All right, at the 16th, Morgan Pressel is seeing what all the commotion is about with Gabby Lopez.
Yeah, she's got her friends and family out here cheering her on, that's for sure. They're making some noise today.
Right, so Gabby has joined Hinselite at 14 under, and Judy, the inability for Ko to extend her lead, it's brought a few others in. 14, Jong and Lee 6. Looking for her best finish of the season. That moves her to 11 under.
Good putt from a player who, in her own right, is pretty charming.
Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Pars for all 3 in the final group, and they came in very different ways. And Hinselite retains the honor on the tee at this slightly awkward par 4 14th.
It's slightly awkward day after day, week after week, I think year after year. This is the tee shot that might keep the players up at night. Talley area really sneaks it on the left. There's just no bailout right because you end up in some weeds or trees or fairway bunkers. It's not the longest approach shot, but it might be one of the more challenging short approach shots as well.
She went left yesterday.
This one's leaking right.
Should we?
Oh boy.
Last finish.
That's she's going to be able to get a club on it, but not get it to the green.
Okay, guys,
She'll
nice
keep her
and still
shoes
the
on.
clock,
She
please.
had them
Stop.
off for
Thank you.
her second and third shots at 14 yesterday.
Stop, please.
Now Matilda Castron.
Sometimes there's a hole on a golf course where you just have to grit your teeth and do it. You've just got to hit the shot that's called for, and this tee shot appears to be one of those.
Castron is, she's missed as many fairways as she's hit today. It's a good one to hit.
Breeze is helping, but also from the left. Not your favorite wind, but this one started on a really good line. And that is just money right there.
It is still going, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Splits the fairway after a tremendous par save at 13. I mean, there was a chance that we were looking at a 3-shot lead for Jin Young Ko. She had a birdie putt of about the same length as Castron's par putt, but Jin Young missed. Matilda made. The lead remains 1 for Jin Young Ko.
I believe the pull comes when she just doesn't quite get off of her right side, get to her left side and get turned through it. But that's pretty rare.
The driver does bring that fairway bunker into play for Jin Young. And this one's headed a little right as well.
Oh, here.
That is right of me in the tree in some deep grass, but you can kind of see it from a distance.
17, making a move.
And this is Gabby Lopez on the tee.
Gabby's actually gone from 60th in driving distance to 11th this year. And I asked her boyfriend yesterday, Santiago, how she did that. He said she's gained about 5 miles per hour on her ball speed. Mix of technique, improvement, and a lot of work with her trainer.
It's becoming part of the game now, Morgan. Trying to get that little bit of extra distance out of your game. I think players are realizing what a difference it can make going into some greens with some shorter clubs. And on this par 5, I think it's going to be pretty huge. And what do you see here, Judy?
Well, I see that little spring that we're seeing with so many players. They get right at the impact area, and that little spring that takes so many of them to their toes is creating some speed.
Long gone are the days of trying to hit it short and straight. Got to take it on down there to 14.
And Stanford for par, missed the green. Angela with a chance to pick up some Solheim Cup points. She's an assistant captain. She's got a chance to make the team. She's 10th in the standings at the moment. Drops a shot. Back into a tie for 10th. Jin Young Ko wayward off the tee at 14, leading by 1. Jin Young Ko hanging on to a 1-shot lead. We last saw that tee shot sailing to the right, as was Henselite's tee shot. So is this an unplayable here, Jerry?
She hasn't picked up the ball yet. She's measuring it to see what she has. She could get some club on it, maybe advance it farther than that, perhaps even get it to the fairway, but it's risky. Jin Young, on the other hand, you can see the ball, and it looks to be sitting cleanly, but there's some really strong grass around it. I don't think she can fly it all the way there. She's got a clean line, though.
That's Jin Young's one. We're going to peel. You can see she does have an angle. I think she's first to play.
She is indeed first to play, 172 roll. Has to get, I mean, the best chance at this is to get really steep with it, chop down on it, and maybe land it at a slope just short of the green, but she never gets steep on anything. It's really tough to make yourself do that, Judy.
I think it's very hard to change the path of your swing dramatically to do what we're saying here, but how fortunate that she has a look at the flagstick.
Well, unless this really rockets out of here, she's not trying to get it to the green. This is an 8-iron. Yeah, it's going to trundle up the fairway. Try to get to the upslope, make it an easier pitch. That should be pretty good from there.
Yeah, loft is really your friend when you're in that kind of trouble.
Some Henselite taking it unplayable. She'll be hitting her third.
It's going to land on some hard pan and likely roll down to the little bit longer grass.
It's okay, but if you cannot go forward.
Correct. Yeah, the rules down here is okay. It goes closer to the ball.
Now she's wondering if that's in play, and with the change in the rules, unfortunately, I don't know.
Well, it's no closer to the hole, we know that.
No, it is outside the 2 club
Right.
lengths.
Yeah.
It used to be you could roll up to another 2 club lengths.
Yeah.
And she's not in the fairway cut, so the lift clean in place option which isn't really that big of a deal anymore because she just picked it up and taken the unplayable. But in case it rolls into an odd spot, she does not have that option. So she's called for a ruling. Castren, who just hit a huge tee shot down the pipe, has the advantage with Ko having missed the green. She's going to go ahead and play after getting the signal. Asked her to go ahead. Big moment here.
She's in the driver's seat right now. That drive left her only 109 yards. Picked a good time to pull out her Sunday best.
If anything, a touch of home. Just looking at it, there's more room left of it than around it. You know what I'm saying? Perfect. Love it.
A little outside the comfortable distance for her gap wedge, so this will be a little pitching wedge. And even though it's a little uphill slope, Judy hardly ever takes any divot with it.
All right. Could have a two-shot swing here. Castren for birdie. Ko, whose ball you can see there, is there in 2. Castren helped avoid a two-shot swing on the previous hole when she scrambled for par as Ko missed a birdie putt. And the roles are reversed. Could Matilda Castren, who won her 15th LPGA start 3 weeks ago, win again and take down the two-time major champion, former #1 in the world?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that she can. It's just going to be a really exciting finish.
From Finland, played collegiately at Florida State, on the Symetra Tour a couple of years, but then last year, back and forth between the LPGA Tour and Symetra Tour, she got a victory in October, and then the very next week had a top 10 at the LPGA Drive-On Championship at Lake Oconee in Georgia. And as we mentioned, 7 wins at Florida State. To 17.
After a big drive, Gabby Lopez with this second shot on this par 5, Morgan.
Yeah, that's from 195 yards. She's got a 5-iron in her hand. And Karen, you talked about how that's kind of the new game, is to try and get as much distance. I think we all try and get more distance, but it's not that easy to do. It's really impressive that she's been able to increase her driving average by 12 yards in 1 season.
Yeah, that's just huge. I mean, that's just looking at the numbers, looking at the metrics, and trying to figure out what little piece of it that's missing.
Boy, the line looked good.
Ooh. Not a bad leap there, below the hole.
And she should be standing in those. You can see there. She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, I was hoping that was going to jump. Looks like there's a few little sprinkler heads or drainage areas there that she might get relief from.
If it stays in it, if it hits it on the, when you drop it.
Can I change it to not? Sure.
Leave it there. Try and drop it on a bit of turf. Place on a bit of turf. Not really going for it.
I mean, His all outside the club. And it's like more
Yeah.
Wherever this ball lands is where she will play her now third shot from. So it does have to stay inside the original 2 club lengths. That is part of the new rules.
I was just in a rule book. The player's edition of the rule book is too old probably to even be efficient, but I could not find the drop procedure, whether you had another club length for it to roll or not.
She's 2 shots back. She's going to have a third shot on this par 4. First we go to 15.
This is Jong Eun-lee 6 for her birdie. Quick one back down the hill, but she's given this a good hit. Good job the flat sticks in. Thank you very much.
She caught a break at 14 as well.
Yes.
And her tee shot hit a volunteer's chair and bounced back into play.
My goodness.
One little fighting spirit here.
Something to smile about for sure. Now back to 14.
All right. Been a long wait. It's been a great run for Esther Henseleit. Now she is put to the test here. Jin Young Ko has got the umbrella on way up in front, waiting to hit her third shot. Castron's got a birdie putt.
It took a while for them to be able to find a place where that ball would come to rest. Because it wouldn't come to rest right where it landed. And so it is just tentatively sitting there. 169 is the distance. Signal was 5-iron. Some breeze helping mostly from the left.
She had hit 6 straight greens and 5 straight fairways before this 14th. Third shot.
Little right of the hole, longer carry.
Oh, she went left yesterday, hit 2 shots out of the water barefoot. She's got a 4th shot coming up here. Could have a change at the top in a moment. Leading by 1 at the 14th hole, Jin Young Ko's third shot at the par 4.
An uphill lie, green slopes toward her. It's going to spin plenty.
That was just a moment ago. That'll be for par. Castron has a birdie putt, but first Henseleit's 4th shot.
Very similar shot. Everything slopes toward her. Bite.
Yeah, a little short, quick stroke. Not the one that we have seen from her a few times.
She chipped in at 8 for birdie. So Castron's going to have a putt to tie the lead as we go to 17.
And this is Gabby Lopez. She has this for an eagle, Morgan.
She left herself in a perfect spot here in this narrow entrance to the green. Beautiful chip there. Really well judged to set her up for her 7th birdie of the day. And I'm afraid she's going to run out of holes. 15 and 17, playing 2 of the easiest holes all week. She's playing some great golf, but the leaders still have to play these holes too.
I think you might be right. She kind of treaded water a little bit through 10, 11, and 12. I mean, she could have been taken advantage, but this is just a tremendous round of golf.
All right, this to tie the lead. Matilda Castron for birdie at 14.
Fantastic chance here. Tiny bit uphill. Slight bend to the right.
What was that, Judy? Misread?
Oh, it's hard to say. I was just thinking, watching her putt, that if she did make birdie on this hole, the tee shot was the shot. What a perfect, good tee shot she played. I think sometimes you get that little left to right putt, and the last minute you pull it a fraction. Left to right is the hardest for most of us, most of right-hand players.
So Matilda Castron with the victory 3 weeks ago, at least thrust herself into the top 3 in the Louis Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year standings. Whatever happened last year didn't count toward this year. To have a Tannic at the win of the A&A Inspiration, and a slew of top 10 finishes in addition. Got a couple of rookies in this group with a former Rookie of the Year, Jin Young. Inside for bogey, and this wouldn't be the worst bogey she's ever made.
No, pretty big putt here. There's plenty of birdie opportunities remaining, or a few anyway, not plenty. This one's slightly downhill.
Oh, no. So she's played this 14th and 3 over the last 2 days. Tee shot is what led to the trouble. Judy, she was rolling heading into this hole. The last 6 holes, everything was spot on.
I think this putt was the putt she had to have to stay a contender to try to win.
Her second double bogey of the day. Insulite drops back 4 off the lead, but as Castren taps in for par and remains bogey free, you've got Jin Young with 5 feet or so to stay in front by 1.
5 feet, but not a tough putt. Other than the situation, it's almost dead straight, slightly uphill.
This kind of putt is right in her wheelhouse. We'll see if she can do it for the umpteenth time.
Her wheelhouse is bigger than most.
That's true.
Got a lot of wheels in there.
She's not been caught at any point today. And still hasn't. In trouble off the tee, scrambles for a par, and her lead remains 1 with 4 to go.
This is Matilda Castren on the 15th tee.
Going with fairway wood. I think this are 5 wood to leave it short of those landmines that are fairway bunkers right in the middle, and that's going to be good.
Might even put her on a nice little upslope too. Now Jin Young.
Clubbing back as well. That one started off a little right, or a lot right, actually, of Matilda's, but there's plenty of room.
Yeah, this is my kind of fairway out here, Jerry. It's nice and wide. Ooh, and it's just rolled through into the rough.
A chance for Gabby Lopez to post a number here. Tee shot.
260 yards, the bunker in the middle of the fairway, playing pretty good downwind today.
Disappeared from our view. We believe it's in the bunker. At the 16th, Angela Stanford for birdie. Ooh, okay. So 3 birdies, sandwiching a couple of bogeys, and Angela back into a tie for 11th. Top 20s get Solheim Cup points. Happy 4th of July from North Texas. Jin Young leads by 1. Today's coverage is brought to you by Volunteers of America and by Wynn Grips, the best grips in golf.
This is the 15th hole at the Old American Golf Club at the Colony here, just outside of Frisco.
There's probably 5 right of it. Anything a little left and a little past not going to hurt you, huh? That's a good number.
And Matilda Castren getting ready to play her shot.
101, a little bit of an uphill lie, wind behind her. Thought it would be the gap wedge here from 101, but she's going with a little pitching wedge. Anything right rolls away from the hole. Anything short and left rolls back. It's a tiny target where that hole is today. That's a mistake.
Yeah, she did not love it immediately.
No, and that'll give Jin Young a little bit of breathing room as well. Now, Esther Henseleit.
Perfectly flat lie. 90 yards gap wedge. She's only thinking one thing right now. That is knock down the flag stick. Might be a little much.
Yeah, I think when you see the player in front of you come up short and what being short will actually do and where it will put your ball, it's very easy to go just a smidge harder.
Scoring average by round. These insights brought to you by KPMG, and the final round has been her best, looking for her first win of the season. It was a big last yard, Karen, on that tee shot.
It did get its roll out, didn't it?
Made this shot so much tougher. 77 yards of hole she has to. The only way to leave herself something reasonably makeable is hit it 8-10 feet left the hole. Hope it runs up that slope to the proper tier.
And we're getting a really good idea there of why these two work so well together, Jerry. Dave Booker just coming in and giving her a heads up on exactly where she needs to put this ball.
It's a little bit of a downhill lie as well, and side hill lie. Easy to catch this one high on the face. Oh. Didn't see that happening.
Great contact.
Well, this is awkward looking. Lopez.
Yeah, she's in a really tough spot. Foot out of the bunker. She had no choice but to just take a lob wedge and get it out back out into the fairway.
Judy, what a big missed fairway that is for Gabby. A birdie would have gotten her at 16 under. I guess she still could hole out, but unlikely. 17.
And this is Stacy Lewis for a birdie, 9 under par, and a nice turnaround from a missed cut at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, but she has been very busy recently, selling a house, moving to a new city, and obviously being a mother as well, that can take up a bit of your time.
Okay, a third shot here on the par 4 for Gabby, and she's got a ball up by the hole to entice her here.
Yeah, Minji Kim hit a great shot in there. She's going to have to take dead aim here from 89 yards. Pin in the back. I mean, with the wedge, I'd expect her, as good as her iron play typically is, to get this one pretty darn close. Maybe even scare the hole. That just kind of came out funny. Almost sounded like she caught it high on the face. Not a good strike.
7 under, bogey free, but that putt for par. Well, the reason that Maria Fassi went to the University of Arkansas was because of Gabby Lopez. She put the hard sell on her, and the two of them will head to Tokyo representing Mexico. The Olympic Games. Judy, we're a month away. Less than a month away.
Yeah, it is coming up, and I think everybody perks up when they hear the music.
I do, yeah.
Now on the 15th, Castron for a birdie.
And about the slowest 35-footer you could imagine out here. Took half a swing. Got it there.
Okay, that was well played. Just keeps her in it. And you can see, you know, Jerry, she doesn't get too flustered with anything. And, you know, even though Jin Young hit one in there fairly close and tight, I think Castron's just going to keep chipping away.
Well, we are just a couple of weeks away from the start of the Olympics in Tokyo. Simone Biles, a Texan, be leading the charge for Team USA. Got the Korda sisters, Nelly and Jessica, with Lexi and Danielle in terms of women's golf. Matilda Castron's going to be there, Jin Young 15.
Esther Henslow with her chance here for a birdie.
Yeah, subtle little double breaker. Might wiggle a little right early and then slightly left at the end. It's an outside chance of making it, but one she can definitely scare the hole with quite easily.
Gave it a good run. Ooh.
Oh my God.
She's an exciting player to watch. She's not afraid to go for it, Jerry.
No, and I know you're a helper for the European team, but I have to imagine Captain Katrina Matthews is watching right now. I'm pretty impressed with the guts she's seeing.
No question. You know, I think when you're a captain, you need to look at players that are informed, that are going to bring a little something to the table, and it's definitely going to be an interesting prospect for her with her picks this year.
And a double doesn't hurt you in match play quite the same way it does in stroke play.
No, you got to have a good putter. You want somebody who can get the ball in the hole quickly and have a lot of birdies. And Jin Young Ko, talking of birdies, will have this to go to 17 under par.
Dave Brooker walked by me walking up to the green and just gave me a facial expression like, basically like exactly what I said. Didn't see that happening out of that lie. That's a little bit uphill, a little bit of break to the left. It's not a ton, and fully expect her to make it.
Ooh.
Wow.
That took a lot of break, didn't it?
That dove.
Yep.
She tapped something down as though there were an imperfection.
Well, Matilda Castron breathing a little sigh of relief there that Jin Young Ko did not make her birdie putt. She still has a one-shot lead with a few holes to play here in Texas. On the 15th, this is Castron to remain within one of the leader, Jin Young Ko. This would be for a par. Oh,
wow.
Well, I didn't see it in the stroke, did you?
No, and well, we saw Jin Young Ko's broke really. I mean, Ko's dove left as well, but normally from that range, you just don't see a putt move that much.
I wonder if the grain is that strong just right there. Or...
My goodness.
Shocker.
That is. She's going to have to work really hard now on 16, 17, and 18. Take a closer look at that. You can see she's aiming quite out to the right, Judy, and just takes it back inside. Ball starts on the line, but wow, that dove.
All right, long par putt for Lopez to post a number at 18.
Yeah, just gently up the hill. Going to give this a run to post something that the leaders might think about.
I don't know that 15 would have gotten it done, but that'll be left to finish at 14 under to 16, and now a two-shot lead for Jin Young Ko.
This group has been warned about being out of position. That was a 9-iron, and oh my, that's a bad shot.
Bad one here yesterday, left.
Yeah, and just 125 yards.
She's clearly not what she was. She hurt her left wrist back earlier in the year and hasn't been able to practice as much, and you wonder whether that comes into play late with a chance to win. Now Esther Henselite.
I believe 9-iron as well, taking dead aim, of course. Caught that a little high on the face, started just hair left. Not a bad shot.
Let's get up to the 17th.
And this will be Angela Stanford's third shot on his par 5. Playing 480 yards, and Angela have a lovely opportunity there for a birdie and slide it to the left.
She has not been rattled all day, but if anything would have, that short miss might have. Here's Castron.
Should be 9-iron as well. Into a little breeze. Can't feel it though.
Could you hit it close and bounce back real quickly?
It's 15 feet left or more.
Yeah, not close.
But Ko has missed the green to the right. Not a lot of green to work with for Jin Young, who leads it by 2. And now the bogey putt for Gabby Lopez at 18. chases it in. A 65 for Gabby. With a lot of friends and family watching. She's the clubhouse leader at the moment. Jin Young Ko has missed the green at 16, up by 2. Up 2, but off the green at 16, Jin Young Ko.
Has to try and hit the spinner here because you can't bounce it up. It's really squishy. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that for par. Castron for birdie in a moment. While we have a moment, down to Morgan with Gabby Lopez.
Yeah, Gabby, great round today. 7 birdies. What went well for you out there today?
You know, I was just very calm out there. I pretty much didn't care about the score. I was happy with how I was committing to every single golf shot, and I had a little goal for every shot, and it was just have peace in my heart. That was pretty much it.
That's a good goal. You said yesterday, you just told me that you spent 13 hours here at the golf course. Did you get some rest? How did that go? I mean, you came out and was blazing out there today.
Yeah, I went to bed at 11 p.m. and then I was really lucky enough and really very lucky and blessed to be able to rest and have you know, a late tee time for today. I'm just really happy, you know, the way we fought to the end, and I'm really happy that, you know, when you see rest as important as practice and anything else, it pays off.
Well, great playing today, and good luck the rest of the summer.
Thank you.
She's tied for second at the moment with Matilda Castron. And Matilda, Judy, late in a round, you have something like what just happened to Matilda. How rattling is it?
Well, it is rattling at this point because as there become fewer and fewer holes, there's an urgency. And the urgency works both ways. Not only do you need to do something good, but you can't afford a misstep.
This would help right here for birdie.
Hurting right the whole way. Oh. Oh, it's a bug. Oh, the ball moved. Okay. It's in play. That one I do know. Hinslide in the meantime just missed her birdie effort. Slid off to the right, but it's par with no doubt.
Dave Brooker, Jin Young Ko's caddy, was chatting with Matilda.
Had she taken an address position?
She was stepping up to it.
It doesn't actually matter anymore.
Yeah, not anymore, does it?
Well, once you mark it, you own that spot unless you physically cause it to move by touching it.
That happened earlier this week. 17.
Yeah, so she does replace it.
Come on.
Well, that was Stanford's birdie try, just sliding by on the high side. And we'll go back to what's going on at the 16th.
Brian Fahey on the scene.
In time, the players will know these rules very easily and not have to call in a rule official, but so many still unsure about the changes. But yeah, she owns that spot. She doesn't have to, you know, remark it or anything, just replace it to where it was. And that you own that spot. I like the change because you essentially can't get penalized for a ball moving on a green when it is not your fault, and you used to be able to. Again, just sliding right, maybe gently downhill, but pretty flat in general, speed-wise.
Beautiful putt.
Ko still about 2.5 feet for her par. Castron's going to mark. At the 18th, Stacy Lewis tied for 12th. Judy, she said for her, it's all about the Solheim this year in Toledo, where she still has family and so many friends where she was born. She'll be there next week at the Marathon LPGA Classic. There are about a half dozen places that claim Stacy Lewis, you know.
Yeah,
Arkansas and
that's
Houston. And
so the matches are played the 4th, 5th, and 6th of September this year. And be there or tune in.
Par for Jin Young Ko. That is a Labor Day finish, by the way. Monday finish at the Solheim Cup. That'll be fun. 4th of July today. Jin Young Ko trying to win in her new place of residence. Came over late last year after spending the entire COVID shutdown in her homeland of Korea. Played 4 events, including right here in December, and tied for 5th here, and ended up winning the CME Group Tour Championship to claim the money title in 4 starts. It's like name that tune. How few can I win the title? Castren. 2 down with 2 to play. It's not encouraging if you're counting on Jin Young Ko to make a mistake, Judy.
No, but we're heading for a par 5, and a lot of things can happen.
In-ji Chun at the 18th for a closing birdie. In-ji claws her way back to an even par 71. Currently tied for 14th. Also makes her home here. And Angela Stanford, born and bred Saginaw, hour or so to the west, North Fort Worth.
And you talked about the Solheim Cup. I spoke to Pat Hurst earlier today, and she said she knows she's keeping Angela quite busy. Weekly calls, trying to figure everything out and getting a lot done.
Angela's tied for 12th. You get points for top 20 finishes. And take a look. There's Angela Stanford, the assistant captain, who's 10th. She's got a chance. She's going to maybe move as high as 8th. She can't get to 7th at this point, but she could get to 9th or maybe 8th, depending on how she does here at 18. And then you have the 2 world ranking spots. And at the moment, that would be Lizette Salas and Jennifer Kupcho. Salas, the runner-up last week at the KPMG Women's PGA. Judy, Jin Young began with a 1-shot lead. She birdied the first, birdied the second, birdied 4. Had a 4-shot lead at one point. She's never been caught yet today. And she's had a couple of great escapes.
She has. She's opened the door a time or 2. Nobody's been able to step in for more than just kind of 1 shot at it. And she's trying to play the way Jin Young Ko has played when we've watched her win numerous times. But there's been a few little missteps on her in her game, and that's rare. But this par 5 might be the story to tell the whole thing.
And Judy, it's one where Jin Young Ko has played quite conservatively so far this week. She could have had a chance to have gone for the green yesterday, decided to lay up. Matilda Castren has been quite aggressive today with a number of her tee shots. They've caused a little bit of bother at times, but she has played more aggressive. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. This green is reachable with a good drive.
And Jin Young has a little more length than the other 2 players, but at 216 to the front edge yesterday, she chose to lay up. Castren went for it with a beautiful 5-wood that got a bad break, rolled over the green, and then hit one of the pitch shots of her life.
Yeah, it's not that pitch was the hardest one in the world, but she had about a 2-foot circle to land it in.
Pretty generous fairway. Breeze from the right. Maybe a touch of help in it. That'll be fine.
Yep, it's like Jin Young Ko has her game plan, and she's going to stick to it.
All right, this is the Aon Risk Reward Challenge hole, this par 5, 17th. And Esther Henselite had a really good round going. And at the 17th, up and down, would have been great. She almost made it and tapped it in for birdie en route to a 66. And then here is that shot you mentioned, Judy. To get it close, you had to be just about perfect, didn't you?
And that was just about perfect. That was really a beautiful shot from behind the green.
It's a season-long competition, $1 million to the winner. It's on the PGA Tour as well. So $1 million for each winner on those 2 tours. It's been the easiest hole all week. Cheyenne Knight had a big moment here a couple of years ago en route to her emotional victory, not far from where she lives. Now here's Castren.
Insulate already hit a nice one, just a few yards shorter than Jin Young Ko. closely. That got a lot of heat on it. That's definitely go zone there. I'm not sure the other two are.
Hallelujah. Final round of the Volunteers of America Classic.
On the 17th hole, as we look back from the green, this par 5, Esther Henseleit will be first to play, Jerry.
And I think it just might be out of her firepower to get home. 231 hole, 222 front. It'll be close. Be surprised if she doesn't try.
It's tough not to, isn't it, really? Especially when you can play, lift clean in place, put the ball on a nice spot.
Well, the 3-wood hit for layup back at the other par 5, 13, just was a rocket. And it feels like there is some help in it right now. And that looks like the hybrid, though. No? No?
Nope. That's the...
That's the 3-wood.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
She's bringing it.
It was hit nicely, but it's a little left. It's going to probably catch some bunker.
Not a lot of green there for her to use.
Second shot for Stanford at 18.
I asked her earlier today if her mom, who's been battling cancer, is out here today. She said, unfortunately not, but we know Nana's watching on TV, so we want to send her all the best.
And Steve were here in December watching Angela win. Back to 17.
And Jin Young Ko laying up.
Yeah, and without much club there, that was probably no more than a 7-iron based on how it's flying.
And pretty similar position to where she was yesterday, too.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Anna Belatz at the 18th, second shot.
She told me earlier yesterday that she's just getting more comfortable out here and learning how to bounce back from bad weeks, and she's really shown her comfort being in this position the last 2 days.
Got herself in position on the weekend at Kingsmill. Struggled Saturday, came back Sunday with a good round. A good week for the Duke Blue Devil. So we take you back to 17. Big moment here.
Yeah, very much so. This is 203 front, 212 hole, her 3-iron hybrid. That's on a good line.
She'll have that for an eagle. She is 2 behind Jin Young Ko at the moment. Jin Young Ko with her 3rd shot.
Going with lob wedge, a little backstop behind it. Almost full there. It's flying a little deep.
Ooh, hoping for a little spin off that backstop. She got some.
It's pretty good.
We go to 18.
And Angela Stanford for a closing birdie.
Downhill, breaking just slightly to the left. This would be great birdie to finish out her title defense.
Taking her into the top 10. Tied for 12th at the moment. She'll earn some Solheim Cup points. Back to 17.
This is Esther Henseleit and her 3rd.
Yeah, a little bit of uphill line. She'd like a little more because it's going to land on a downslope. Oops.
Just went for a little bit of a dig there, Jerry, trying to be very cute with that one, landing it perfectly, but that's not going to be not that easy a chip now either. And you can see here, just on that upslope, she's trying to get as much height as she can. There was just no real follow through on that. That was just a bit of a dig. So we go to 18.
And Baylot's for a birdie.
This is only her 6th start, and 6 starts ago she was almost at the very bottom of the priority list.
Yeah, she comes off of 2 missed cuts and has the best finish that she has had on the LPGA Tour.
Castro for eagle.
Did not flirt with it.
No, I thought she might have given that one a bit more of a go, but didn't go through that grass as she expected, Jerry.
No, it looked a little tentative.
Esther now with her shot.
Yeah, the lie will take care of the loft right here, so it's still going to land on a down slope, but it'll be coming down nearly vertically, so it shouldn't roll too far past. Properly executed if she doesn't fall in the bunker.
The ball does want to sit up a little bit in that grass. Okay.
Well, while we have a moment, we want to extend our best thoughts and prayers to Jane Park, her husband Pete Godfrey, and little baby Grace, who yesterday was admitted to a local hospital where they found some abnormalities and swelling in her brain. She's currently being sedated, and Jane said that at the moment they are hoping that that when she comes off sedation that things will be better. She's had some seizures. She went public with that on social media. So Jane and Pete, baby Grace, we are thinking of all of you.
Say a prayer.
17.
Jin Young Ko, she'll have this for her birdie.
Let's make the last hole play a little easier, but not easy. Turning right. That was unexpected.
That was a good putt.
Was. But it'll give Matilda Castro a chance to get within 1. And as expected, Jin Young Ko has played some steady golf. Now Matilda Castro.
A little outside of 3 feet here. Shouldn't do much though uphill. Got to erase the memory of 2 holes ago.
Understandable that at this stage of the proceedings you would start to feel a few little nerves in your stomach because you know where things stand, especially if you're playing with the person that's in the lead. To go 1 behind, 1 to play. Nerves of steel. Matilda Castro with a birdie on the 17th hole to get within 1 of Jin Young Ko. 1 hole to play here at the Volunteers of America Classic.
Flag at the 18th on this Independence Day, and this tournament still hangs in the balance. It was a 1-shot lead for Jin Young Ko over Matilda Castro and Esther Henseleit when the round began, and as you see, the lead is 1 as they head to the 18th tee, and Matilda Castro will have the honor. Chance to put one in the fairway and put a little pressure on Jin Young Ko. Best we can tell, now this is incomplete, so don't hold me to this, Judy, but Matilda Castro, were she to win today, would be the fastest rookie to 2 wins in terms of her second win. This would be 2 wins in 4 events for her. Just her 2 wins in 3 starts. Personally, she didn't play the Meyer 2 weeks ago. We have to go back to Nancy Lopez, who won back-to-back in 1978, to find the rookie who won her second event, the fastest, after her first.
Well, she's trying to win, I can tell you that. She's hitting driver, and that brings that bunker dead into play. That's trying to squeeze between the bunker and the edge of the fairway and leave the shortest possible shot. It might be just a hair too far right.
Oh, there it is. Just trickles into the rough.
Sits pretty well, though.
Yeah. She had a 2-shot lead going to 18 at Lake Merced a couple of 3 weeks ago. Now it's Jin Young up 1.
It's not a driver.
No, I don't even think it's a 3-wood. I think this is the 5-wood. And she basically has the entire width of the fairway to use for this one. Obviously going to leave a little longer second. But a number of times today, this week, when she's tried playing safe, she's hit it farther than she wanted to.
411 yards on the scorecard.
She'll be able to
Guys, please hold up on
get a preferred lie there.
Hold please. Hold please.
And how would you describe Esther Henselite's performance this week and today specifically, Judy?
Well, I've liked watching her play a lot. I think she's got a lot. She's got a lot of game, and I think she's got a lot of heart. I would repeat, she's a rookie here, but she is an experienced player in Europe.
We're going to be seeing some more of her, don't you think, Judy?
Absolutely.
Anxiously, there's a fairway bunker that's grabbed a whole bunch of tee shots, and it's gotten another one. She's currently tied for 4th, coming off a great showing at the KPMG Women's PGA a week ago. Jin Young Ko in the fairway, leading Matilda Castren by 1 on the 18th hole. The 18th hole, final group. Jin Young Ko leads Matilda Castren by 1. The last 2 players with a chance to win. Castren is just right of the fairway. Ko is right in the middle. Esther Henselite, 3rd member of this final group, is in the fairway bunker. Who's first here?
It'll be Jin Young Ko from the best position. And that fairway would win a lot farther once again than she thought. Had it been 10 yards right, it would have snuck into the rough.
Has a bogey to par 4 this week. Par would force Castren. Make birdie to tie. She sees.
Breeze up, and she's got a great angle up the throat of the green. 153 to the hole. There is some wind helping, but she is either going to be feeling some adrenaline or not planning on getting it back there because she's going with 9-iron. Clipped it nicely. The line is excellent. She got a lot out of that.
Good call, Jerry. Does come up short. That's a putt you're going to make, what, once out of 15, 20 times?
She seems to be happier hitting the fuller shot, but it seems like a little 8 was the club. It's very narrow in the back, though.
Forcing Matilda Castren to come and get her. Didn't want to risk going over, perhaps. Henselite.
8 yards closer than Ko, going with 2 more clubs. This is 7-iron. Now she doesn't hit the irons as long as her, but she is trying to do something memorable for herself.
A lot of times players will take 1 more in the sand.
Just got a little heavy. It's going to drift right.
She's in a tie for 4th with 2 other players. That could be a big up and down. And this is a huge shot from Matilda Castren with Coe 35 feet away.
Yeah, to get it in line with the flag, she has to fly it all the way up top from this angle, but a good lie. That's low. It's just a little left of the hole.
Will it stay? Yes. Okay. She's second in greens in regulation, misses, but has a closer putt for birdie.
No, she absolutely has an opportunity, and Jin Young Ko, she rolls the ball close so many times from a long distance, but from 35 feet plus, she puts 3 putts in play.
It's time now for our St. Nine golf ball shot of the day. And we have a couple of them. This was behind the 8th green. Esther Henseleit. At this point, she seemed out of it, and that allowed her to get back at 1 point to 14 under. Emma Talley had never shot better than 65 on the LPGA Tour in her 4th season. And that putt for a 63 matches the tournament scoring record. Our St. Nine golf balls shots of the day. You ought to be excited. She deserves it. So, Esther Henseleit. Just her 20th LPGA start. She is a member of the Ladies European Tour, so she has a chance to be chosen by Katrina Matthew for the Solheim Cup team. But Matilda Castren, because she's not a member of the LET, can't, under the current rules, make the Solheim Cup team this year, at least. Although she is going to play, we understand, possibly in Finland. So if she were to win that event on the LET, were she to win the AIG Women's Open, a couple of other co-sanctioned events, she could earn a spot on the team. You'd love to see it, the way she's played.
I think Esther has an excellent chance of being picked if she's not on in some other category.
And how about this 3rd shot for Esther?
But yeah, nothing really too difficult about it. Just cutting across the angle of the green, has to fly it 2/3 of the way there, but slopes toward her. She's shown that she can spin these quite easily. She does have a different technique than most, and she's always very short with the backswing. But that does create, though, is a lot more acceleration through impact, and typically that equates to more spin. Practice swings are long, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lob
Yeah.
stroke is what the rehearsal is.
Were it to go in, should have 4th place alone, up and down to tie for 4th. Be her best career finish. Really good week for Esther Henseleit. And Judy, this is going to be her 3rd top 15 of her rookie season. 15th last week at the KPMG Women's PGA. And she was really in the thick of it all weekend. You know, she was 7th going into the final round, so she's played with the spotlight on her. That'll be for par to stay tied for 4th. Jin Young has a couple of 3 putts this week, but they were both in the fading light of Friday. And the 2nd round was suspended. So let's see how she does here with all the bright lights on her. If it goes in, she wins.
Well, it's a little uphill, not a lot of break, barely got to this top tier, so all things considered, not a difficult putt. Just get the speed right and it'll have a chance. Problem being, she's putting straight back into that setting sun, and that hat might be pulled down just a little more over her eyes right now.
It's not in. And the door is open for Matilda Castren. Coe from the green with the flagstick in. Castren off the green. I think flagstick is going to stay out.
I think Kinselight's going to go ahead and tap in to clear the stage for the remaining drama.
Castren has the putter, does she not? Yep.
She does. I think Judy Castren feels this gives her the best chance to make it, which is what you have to go by. But I think conventional wisdom would be get you a 9-iron out here and fly that fringe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in this case, I think I would putt it. If the fringe appears to be pretty smooth, I think it's as good a chance as any.
This to tie, to force Jin Young to have to make for a playoff. Well, it's not over yet. She's got a couple of feet. If she doesn't win, she'll think back to the short putt at the 15th that just lipped out. And to be fair, Jin Young Ko also was fooled by that putt. So very impressive from the 26-year-old from Finland. A month after her first victory, 3 weeks after her first victory.
Well, you have to be pleased with 4 rounds in the 60s.
And now a putt. For Jin Young Ko to win for the 8th time, and for the first time in 2021, the flagstick is in. In the world now after 2 years at #1 until last Sunday at the KPMG Women's PGA when Nelly Korda took it away from her. Return to old glory for the former #1 in the world, Jin Young Ko. She's back in the winner's circle for the 8th time on the LPGA Tour. A week after losing the #1 ranking, she's a winner again. 1-shot lead when the round began, and a 2-putt par to close out Matilda Castren, who made the late run with the birdie at 17. And the birdie attempt at 18 that just went begging. Good closing kick from Gabby Lopez. Career best for Anna Baylots. Down to Jerry with our winner.
Thank you very much. Congratulations all around from her very soaked caddy and a very soaked Jin Young Ko. Jin Young, did you have more motivation this week than perhaps other weeks because the #1 world rank?
Not really. I think I wasn't tired when I was like world ranking #1, but after that one, I was thinking I had a lot of pressure on world ranking #1, but I made it this week and I'm so happy. And this week was a lot of Koreans out there, so I want to say thank you to my Korean fans.
We've seen you win playing flawless golf. This week wasn't so much flawless. It seemed like it took a little fight. Was this more tiring? Did it take more effort?
Yeah. I had a lot of opportunity for birdie, but I didn't make it a lot of. But I'm still winning, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you win in your adopted hometown on our Independence Day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, her folks are here watching. Her dad's birthday was Thursday. She shot her career low on that day, and for the 8th time, she's a winner on the LPGA Tour, joins Brittany Lincecum and Anna Nordquist with 8 career victories, and she moves up to #5 in the current Race to the CME Globe standings.